It seems from the not so nice comments on my post that some people don't understand the difference between content and context. If I may please try to explain with a couple of examples. During this past summer, I actually had an SPCA office visit my home because I was reported abusing Asher, my dog. She said she saw me hit my dog on the head. I actually made a video about it. So the content is she saw me hit Asher on the snout. I used 2 fingers to bop his snout to get his attention when all else fails. It doesn't hurt him, but it makes a hollow echo and shocks his energy back to me. Anyhow, that is the content and is definitely bad, so it brought the officer to my home. But this is the context. Asher is a rescue that we adopted about 3 years ago. When we got him, he had so many triggers that made him freeze up or bolt, just run. But fast forward 2 years, I can walk Asher along a busy street without a leash. But I'm very cautious of 2 triggers that he still has. The first is delivery drivers, people wearing delivery vests. The second is other playful dogs. So one evening I was walking Asher off leash and I was distracted and it was dark. I didn't see a couple in front of me walking 2 dogs. And before I can get Asher back on leash, he bolted. That frightened the lady and she picked up her puppy. When I caught up, I apologized and tried to get Asher's attention, but he wouldn't listen. So I did my 2-finger bop. And apparently the lady called the SPCA on me. If you know me or you've seen Asher, you know Asher is well loved. So yes, the content was bad, but what is the context? Does that make sense? October 7th, the terrorist attack by Hamas. Killing of any civilian innocents is bad. Obviously, that is the content. But what is the context? We have to ask why this terrorist organization was even allowed to form and who funded it. And even more importantly, why is the terrorist mentality even present? Why? Well, because if you put humans in a cage and give them no choice, they will act out. But you might say, Israel was promised this land by God. That is the bedrock, the foundation of their religion. How can that change? But the context is all true religions preach love for all humanity. You know, the funny thing about context is, if you keep going out to find truth, you always end up with only one thing, and that is love. It is just the gradients of love throughout the world. Just like light, it is the gradients of light until there is no light and we call it darkness. But it is actually nothing.